Greetings, Anonymous Andrew, back on YouTube. It has been quite some time. I have been so busy with the audio version of the podcast, I haven't had any time to do a YouTube video. And at some point, I am going to do what a lot of podcasters are doing and split the podcast, do the audio version and then post the video version on YouTube, something like that. Anyway, season 2 is winding down, literally. Like I have maybe 4 or 5 episodes to go. Then we're going to wrap it up. I have one special episode at the end of season 1, and then season 2 will begin shortly after that, like a couple of weeks. If I can get my S together, I'm going to start posting the podcast on YouTube. But here's the problem. I am not well versed in the YouTube community. Yes, I can post a video. Obviously, you can see my videos, but there's no thumbnails, there's no text, there's no graphics, there's no special effects. And that's because I just haven't had time to sit down and figure it all out. Plus, I was told to use a software called Canva, and I was told that it was free. And yes, it is free, but they give you a very limited amount to work with. And that's a software app that you can create thumbnails and stuff for YouTube. And I've been playing with that. So I got some work to do, folks. Anyway, quickly, I'll make this real quick. Season 2 is going to be all about dating, online dating, offline, like in the real world, organic dating. It's going to be dating apps, talking about different dating apps, profiles. I'm trying to line up guests that are experts or have an expertise in, like, I guess would be dating coaches who help people with their profiles for the dating apps. And then for those of us who are burnt out on the dating apps, and there are quite a lot of us, including myself, but I have to be on a couple of dating apps in order to do this podcast and do research for the podcast. I mean, how can I talk about dating apps if I'm not on one? Kind of lost my train of thought there. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, if you're watching this and you have I also want to do dating stories. So if you're watching this and you have a dating story, gone bad, like a bad first date, a bad first couple of dates, somebody you met online, or it could be in real life. It could be you met somebody and you started dating, and then they turned out to be I was going to say serial killer, stalker, or an alcoholic, or whatever. You don't have to come on YouTube if you want to be anonymous. We could do the podcast audio, change your name and or voice if we have to, and tell you a story. So anyway, yeah, season 2 coming soon, and hopefully I'll have this YouTube thing figured out sometime during that season where you'll be able to see more of me and the podcast in the video, the real, like how I do it live, or not necessarily live, whatever. All right. You know, when I start making mistakes, it's time to call it quits. I do have an interview in a few minutes with somebody for that special episode that I talked to you about. So going to end it there, folks. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback. I am on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all of the other platforms. I paid for all of them. So Amazon, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all of those. I'm on every single one of them. And of course, you can go to anonymousandrewpodcast.com to get all that information. So I'm going to check out. We'll see you in season 2. Ciao.